Good evening, everybody. I'm Eric Kroll, your host. Welcome to Beyond the RC Grid. Lots to talk about tonight. We raced on the 17th at Tarkar, an oval club race, and I'll start the show off by saying it reminded me of an episode of Happy Days. That's right, the Derby. So we have lots of material to talk about tonight. Should be exciting. Before we get to all that, I would like to run down the sponsors that we spend our money on. Tarkar, Black Swamp, thank you very much for our local tracks. Thammer_37 on YouTube. Your videos are awesome. Tonight, the videos, I should donate like $100 to Thammer_37. The video evidence in tonight's show is spectacular. Having said that, Carpies, Bulldog Bodies, Simple Speed Shops, VRP, SXT 3.0, X-Ray, Traxxas, Losi NASCAR and Sprints, Proline Hoosier Tires, MIP, Fly Sky, and Tamiya. I ripped through them quick because I'm excited to get this show going. While we get into it, we will meet up with our co-host, RGB and Paul Rulin. Richard Biggins and Paul Rulin from Rulin's Racing, and should be a good time. I'm going to have J.R. Stevens back on tonight. He is the gentleman that went blank in the last episode. My FM Riverside, when I edited that show, for whatever reason, with his audio and video was bad, AI blacked him out. So Paul and I are sitting there in the after show with blank stares, shaking our head, yeah. We're talking to JR. He's there in our heads, in our ears. But AI didn't like him. So I told him we'd have him on again tonight. And I think his dad's going to be with him. We'll see. We'll check in on that. We'll see how his elbow's doing. I think it's his elbow. So we'll talk about the race. We'll talk with the Stevens gentlemen, father-son duo. They should have a lot to add to tonight's show, and we'll go from there. So moving along, we'll check in with our sponsors, City Chevrolet, see what they've got to say today. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Give us a push. Let's see if we can get some numbers moving upwards. That way we know we're not wasting our time, like I said before, and it would be exciting to see the new people in the hobby. We have a new racer this weekend again. So one of these shows, I'm going to put together a little thing of all the new racers we've gotten out there and how the spec classes have grown this year. And that's pretty exciting. We want to keep those growing every year because that's the fundamental base that keeps any movement going. So we'll check on that and we'll keep you posted. Oh, yeah.
There he is.
Go ahead, say it.
Rick, late again.
Well, that's part of it, but I was going to let you do the and we're live.
And we're live.
There we go. So I figured, welcome to our audience. I already introduced the show. Paul Rulin is on time as usual with Rulin's Racing here at the Beyond the RC Grid podcast. We enjoy it when the cars get on the grid at the correct time.
Absolutely. On the show and in real life.
That's right.
I feel like the topic of the show this week should possibly be racers etiquette.
Oh my, I just spent I am so geeked up, dude. I am shooting shots. Someone's getting beat up tonight. That's all I know.
I like it as long as it's not me.
No problems with you. You had your own problems. I watched some videos and I put a lot of thought into what happened Sunday. there's, in my opinion, there's a lot of new racer stuff that happened, but a lot more egregious stuff. And I watched Tim Hammer's Thammer_37, his video evidence today, and then I took some notes.
I feel like we need to have Tim on the show. He needs to be maybe the next Racers Spotlight. Just so
we can do that.
Thank him for this is actually invaluable, which is why I'm more than happy to provide the cooling fan for his camera, because it's literally podcast gold. I mean, the video doesn't lie. You can go back and watch it. You can see maybe what you did wrong. You can see what other people did wrong. And as I've told you before, sometimes you feel as though something happened a certain way, and sometimes it's vindicated on video, and sometimes video may show you another side that you didn't quite see. So,
well, here's my 2 cents on it. So I just spent the last hour and I didn't even get through them all. That's the amazing thing. But the 2 things I take out of my editing the video evidence is the chain of events. There seems to be a chain of events that leads up to the incident. And also, there's one particular, I'm going to beat him up. He ain't here. RGB, at the end of a heat, I mean, I'm almost speechless. At the end of a heat, he almost wrecks me. And you can hear me on the video, and I'm going to say it. I'll try to beep it out. I think I said, "Don't you wreck me, Biggins." I mean, I was hot. And because he was a lap down, what's amazing is, I can't believe I'm saying this because this is how ridiculous it sounds. He said to me on Sunday, and I quote, "I caught you. I was the faster car."
if he was the faster car, he would have been in front of you and not a lap down.
I had passed him and then put him right behind me, which it's the last lap. It's one of those, do you slow down? There's a third place guy behind me or whatever. But if you watch and critique yourself driving, I'm speaking to anybody, because I did it to myself today. I was happy with several moves that I made. I checked up when I had to check up. I didn't take too much risk. I did have one foul play. I think it was Forest. I can't remember what heat it was in. I ran someone over that to me seemed like they checked up. Like I had so much speed, I ran into them, and that's not my driving style. So I don't know if they just let off the throttle or what happened. I really don't know, but it was not good. So I mean, I'm far from perfect, but
yeah, you'll have that. I've had that before. You come up on a person and you literally have to hit the brakes because it's like there's just some crazy closing speed in the corner. So, but it's knowing, hey, if I let off the throttle a little bit and maybe apply a little brake, I won't run into this guy, or I could just keep that throttle pegged and use them for brakes.
Correct. There's several instances where I could have wrecked people in the corners. I drove like a professional. Now, 2 in particular that I was really upset with this weekend was I made passes on people, and the very next turn they cleaned me out from the rear, not even the side. I was hugging the tube, and they just didn't come off the gas and just drove through me. And to me, there's no excuse for that. And I won't say their names because I'm not trying to beat people up. I'm only going to beat Biggins up. But I will say they've been here this summer long enough, if not a little longer, that should be out of their system by now. So I think you should come up with some sort of a reward system or something, um, and we can have fun with it because I will probably own a bad driver reward at some point. I mean, I wrecked you what 3-4 weeks ago. No, I wrecked myself. You came out of it clean, but I stuck my Sprint, where I shouldn't have, but it was my only hope because that was toward the end of the race. It was my only hope. And luckily you came out on the top end of it. And that's the way it should be. If I'd have wrecked you, I would have let you by. But
A little bit
I
of
would have felt,
racer's etiquette, if you will.
yeah, I would have felt horrible if someone else, like a third place guy sitting there like a snake in the grass waiting for us to wreck each other, would have won. But it's super exciting, man. Like, I'm trying to remember, recently I saw a carpet video. These two dudes were going at it at the end of the race, and the one guy hit the other guy, and immediately he stopped and let the guy recover, and he let the guy go. But it was such exciting racing. um, I don't think most people want to win by wrecking. So um, maybe we can teach that or talk about it a little bit, and help drivers have situational awareness. And that's what we're here for. We're here to learn.
Let's try something this show. Let's try something new. I want you to think about it for the majority of the show.
Okay.
Let's call it checkered flag, black flag. So in
Okay.
racing, obviously the checkered flag is great because that means you made it all the way through the race. Most likely you won. So the checkered flag is going to go to somebody or something that happened during the race day this past Sunday that you feel deserves it. And then the black flag, the flag that you never want to see. The black flag means pull the car off the track. So
Yeah.
that is something that was not a good thing that happened. So you can think about it through the show. We'll have maybe there may be some people that come into the show later and we'll have them do it too, just to see what everyone's thoughts are, see if anybody's thinking of something kind of along the same lines or if,
I like it already. It's like it's like a, how do I want to say it? Audience participation, kind of.
yeah,
So,
exactly. And we can kind of go through them toward the end of the show.
yeah.
That'll give
Yeah.
people time to think and go on. I feel I'm 100% in agreement with what you said. I feel as though there's a couple people that have probably been racing long enough now that they should know what they probably should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing. And I know for a fact that Casey is getting frustrated with a couple people because I'm not going to mention the person's name, but at the Oval Series race, they walked out at the beginning of the race and they placed their car on the straightaway, not in the opening in turn one and turn
I missed
two.
that.
They placed their car, yeah, because you didn't make that race. Remember the Oval Series? I don't think you were able.
Oh,
Maybe you
yeah,
were
yeah,
working
yeah.
on your truck. And Casey literally saw it and lit them up and was like, come on, you should know better. You've been racing here long enough
Hmm.
to know that is not where you put your car down. So
Well,
maybe, I don't know. I don't know if the solution, I don't know how many people watch the show. Maybe we could go over some stuff like that. And maybe this could be something where we have like a little drivers meeting for the people that are newer that are running the box stock classes, that are kind of just getting into it. Or it could be any of the classes. If you're a new driver to tar car, we could have a little quick meeting where you go over a couple little pointers for them just so everybody's kind of on the same page.
that'd be awesome. They do it in off road. And the reason it would be awesome is he changed up the start of the race this weekend, which it was a good change. So he rolled us out. We were all on the backstretch. He rolled us out through the turns, and he said the lead car sets the pace. And out of turn 4, it's on him. So that's not a bad thing. The only thing I would add, there's the big change I would make to that is I wouldn't mind a complete pace lap. And
Yeah,
then
if the cars could stay bunched up, his worry is we'll be too strung out. It seems like everybody either they get really strung out and they leave like huge gaps, or you get the direct opposite where people are literally passing each other before we're even into turn 4.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, we'll talk about it when he gets here, but Biggins, my gosh, three complaints I have we're going to beat him up on. I was starting in the number 1 position. I lined up on the backstretch right at the approach of turn 3. He passes me when we line up and parks his car in front of me up on the right on the outside of the entry of the turn. So I roll up, which puts me more in the middle of the turn to start my pace, which that all makes a difference. The other thing that he thinks it's funny, but it really isn't, because I would like consistency. And if we don't hold everybody accountable, including us idiots on the show, including myself, he took off through turn 4 when he started a heat. And he said, well, the leader sets the pace. Well, the leader doesn't set the pace till you come out of turn 4. So I don't know what they would think about. I'll bring marker paint if they let us. And if we have to refresh it every couple races, fine. But that way it's a consistent start line out of the turn, or whatever. Maybe a little flag on the infield and up on the outer wall. Or actually, maybe the outer wall, just a mark on the outer wall would work. Well, it wouldn't, because not everybody. Here's another complaint. I have some complaints adding up. Sorry, it's going to be one of those shows. The drivers are split on the driver stands.
I
And
know exactly where you're going with this. I 100%
yeah,
agree.
so the view for all kinds of things is different. And it's at some point, I don't know if we need to abandon, though. Here's the kicker: the nice driver stand is facing into the sun throughout the day. That's why I never go over there. I go on the west driver stand because the sun's to my back. I don't know. That'll probably never change. I don't care if it does or not. I'm staying on the west side, but it's, to me, it's awkward, I guess, is the best way to put it. So I know some of the really good drivers prefer that stand, and it's closer to their pits, which makes sense. So,
Well, the nice thing about being all on the same stand like they are for the off-road race is you can communicate with the other drivers a little bit. So let's say you're in the lead and I'm a lap down on the track and you're coming up to me. You could say, "Hey, Paul, I'm right behind you. I'm the leader." And then maybe people would be a little courteous with a little driver's etiquette.
mm-hmm,
And they would maybe move a little bit higher on the track and let you go around them, or just do their best to hold a consistent line in the turns, which would
yeah,
allow that driver to either go high or low to make a pass. But a lot of these guys are all over the place. They'll enter the turn extremely shallow, very low on the track, and they don't lift on the throttle, and they literally go all the way up the track, almost head on into the wall before they turn. So now they're running a high line. They come out of the turn really high, and then you get a good run on someone running a low line, and all of a sudden they see you, and it's like, oh, I got to get down to block him. And then they come down the track and try to chop you off. It's just like watching a NASCAR race, at Talladega or Daytona. The leader's out front, and the leader's, he's just trying to do his best to block, block whatever line's fastest. And sometimes it works. And then sometimes he gets dumped, and his race is over. So,
yeah. Well, JR's in the queue. I'm going to let him in since the show's all jacked up. Biggins is on a.
This is like the
beer.
best show ever because Biggins isn't on it.
We need Biggins. I'm stoked.
You
for
might
his,
need him.
Well, I'm stoked for his sponsorship announcement this week because I gave him so much shit Sunday. I mean, I was cussing at him on the stand, rightfully so. I swear to God, if he would have wrecked me, I don't know what I would have done. And let me clear this up a little bit so that everybody understands why I was so frustrated. I didn't even I got wrecked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got wrecked 5 times and I didn't even get through all the races. And twice in the mains. So in the box stock sprint, I got wrecked, and in the modified, I got wrecked. And I took second in the modified, and I got wrecked. So I know everybody else got wrecked. You know what I mean?
I happen to also get wrecked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you were not the only one, but yes, you definitely seem to be a magnet for some crazy drivers to bounce off of you.
And if you look at the video evidence, I love that word. There's only one time that I felt like so there was an instance in the sprint cars where coming out of turn 2, I got together with somebody. We kept it straight on the straightaways, but if you watch the replay, it shook me, and I think I went high into him. I thought he hit me into 3. I think I went high into 3, hit him, then I tumbled in front of him. So it just, that wasn't a big, it was uglier than, at the time, it was a bigger issue than it is now after I watched the video. So it just threw me off enough that I missed my mark is what I did. That's what happened. So that's on me. So let's let JR in. Yo.
Oh my. Is that the patriot of the Stevens family? I mean, the patriarch? Hello, John. Hello, JR.
Howdy.
Hello?
What's happening?
Out here working.
There you go.
Trying to get some stuff done, getting ready for in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Did you see my comment on the Tar Car trophy race post about
the
2
paybacks?
hours ago? Yeah, I'm gonna wreck everybody to get a trophy. I won't. But
No,
Paul and I were just.
Payback.
What's that?
You still got a few paybacks, don't you?
Well, so Paul and I were just talking about that. It was a really rough weekend, and the issue is it accumulated to so much. I told my wife last night, I came home and I said, and I'm talking Monday night, not Sunday. I was still mad about it Monday night. And I said, I took second place. I podiumed, and the day was so bad I couldn't even enjoy it. And I'm being serious. It was so frustrating. But I watched some videos. I would encourage everybody to watch videos. it is what it is. It might have just been one of those days where, like in a football game where a team goes out and they just get hammered 52-0. It's just one of those days. But it added up. So enough of my complaining. What'd you guys think of Sunday?
Wasn't bad, other than, I should have had some more ice for my arm. I think I'd have been all right then, but
Yeah.
about noon the ice was done, and yeah, I kind of just suffered the rest of the day, but.
Oh, heck, I could have ran right down the road. I got an ice machine at one of our buildings. I would have got you all the ice you need.
I didn't think about it until later, because that's why I did so good early, because I kept it packed in ice.
Yeah.
That
Maybe
feature.
I need some ice packs.
Yay, man.
Well, I'm gonna get one of those cattle things from Tractor Supply and put biggins in it and load them up with ice.
I don't think it's going to help.
But overall,
I beat
go ahead.
I was gonna say I beat Biggins up pretty good. He's not here yet. He's gonna be tardy. He's coming from Adrian. Apparently there was a beer run or something he had to tend to. So I told Paul we're just gonna start without him, and then we'll bring him in, and we'll get a sponsorship announcement from him, and we'll see what he's got to say, because some of the video evidence contradicts. Contradicts what he said Sunday, so it'll be interesting. But well, let's get this out of the way real quick. Why don't JR? Let's start with you. Let's do the driver spotlight real quick, and you can tell us who you are, what classes you race, how long you've been doing it, and anything else you want to add to it.
Well, I'm JR Stevens. I race with my dad. We've been racing, 5 years at this point. We started off doing drag racing, switched over to dirt oval, and been running late model and short course modified.
Did street stocks too.
Street stocks too, yeah.
Nice.
Sprints up there.
We dabbled with the sprint cars a little bit.
We can only work on so many at a time.
We got a little bit of everything.
It's there's not enough time in a day. It's terrible. You want to race every class and you just can't.
No.
So how long did you do the drag racing?
1 year.
Year and a half.
Year and a half, yeah.
Where was that at?
That was the Lucas County Rec Center off of Key Street.
Paul, take it from here.
Yes. That's a great group. I stopped out there a couple times. I know a guy that does that outlaw drag racing and manufactures tire prep. So very interesting. Those cars are insanely fast. They're going like,
you mean like
I
this?
think he was 100 miles an hour. Yeah, probably. Little get stuck tire prep there. I like that you guys are flexing on Eric, and even though RGB's not here, you got the hardware prominently displayed behind you there for all of the Stevens clan wins. And
3 over there, 2 over here. Quite a bit all around.
We got a board that we got all the numbers and stuff on, and yep.
That's when you know you've made the right choice for an alliance, when you go with winners. You see that, Eric?
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I'm going to race a bunch of races where nobody shows up and start collecting podiums this winter.
You're just going to go get a couple plaques made and put them on your wall.
Yeah. I'll be second out of one of, I'll be second, and there'll be 2 of us in the class. But you won't know that when I put them all up behind me.
Don't you need 3?
I'm just finally starting to get my stuff back.
Hey, be quiet over there. Don't give them any ideas.
I thought you had to have 3 for a class. That's what I've always been told.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even up at Sandpit, there's a couple guys. I think if there's not many people, they'll run too in a class.
Now,
So,
Paul, what did you think about what I said when we were at the track about our cars? About the body.
About what now? Say that again.
About the modified body.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting. I might be willing to do something like
But
that.
I
So
mean,
you better fill Eric in because he's going to feel a little left out here. John had an idea to approach the powers that be at Tarkar and talk about possibly having another class, which would be the Traxxas slash modified chassis, will allow you to place the new late model body right on it. So if a
but
couple of us
that's
were to
that's
get
for
those
some of the
bodies,
drivers that are a little bit more advanced. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
well, it's funny you brought that up because today it ran through my head when I was watching the video evidence that I wonder, and I know this is terrible, but so the big debate about is it a beginner class? Is it this? Is it that? I wouldn't be opposed to running a 40 plus or something like that or whatever. I mean, there's got to be a way to split some things up like you're talking about. I just don't know how. So maybe the late model could be designated as a
An alternative step up. You know what I'm saying?
an intermediate or whatever. I mean, maybe we need to create an intermediate class. They do it at off road. They've got sportsman, intermediate, pros, whatever. Maybe a late model body on those cars could be our having a brain cramp intermediate class.
Just a suggestion, you know. I mean, because
Yeah,
you know you got your street stocks, but you're going to dump a ton of money into them just to try to be competitive.
mm-hmm.
You know that. You've got
Paul
one.
and I were talking. Yeah, Paul and I were talking about that today, like with the Traxxas modified. How Paul brought up the fact that these other tracks on some of the Facebook pages are allowing different tires and different this and different that. And I told Paul I don't want that just because of
No,
money.
right. You keep everything the same. Only thing you're doing is you're changing a body and moving it to another class for an advanced driver. Is all you're doing.
Maybe let them go up one
Yep,
or two
let them
on the
you know,
pinion.
and if that's the case,
That's a really good idea.
you know, go to a 25 instead of a 23. But it's still got to be the 86 on the pinion gear
or down to a 21
or the spur gear. I'm saying
Ooh, so we're gonna go faster. I like it.
just a touch, not much. You know, hey, just that. It might be enough just to catch up on the straightaways and some. You never know.
I wonder how that body. I've watched a couple videos. I wonder how much of a difference that body makes.
It would make quite a bit because
You got more downforce now
on the front end.
Yeah. So who was it, Paul? We said something about the rules Sunday, and somebody said something to. I don't even remember who we were. Scott? Were we talking to
I
Scott?
think we were talking to Scott. Yeah, we were just kind of mentioning we would like to get something typed up to give to Steve that he could put on on the Facebook page so that everybody's on the same page with what the rules are for both the box stock classes. Just something pinned at the top of the page for rules, so there wouldn't be so many questions.
Steve used to have it in the thing right up there on Tarkar.
Maybe we could put that together this fall for next year for that. I'll buy a late model body in a heartbeat.
Heck yeah!
Right.
I mean,
So that I like that idea.
But
So
you got to run that by Steve and Casey. They're the ones that run it. So
yeah, well, we will. It's
because
all in the
Scott was trying to bring back the Mud Boss, which kind of faded away.
The Mud Boss is cool, and it's the problem is even when you watch all the YouTube videos everywhere in the country that does this, the problem is when you go to another class, you lose a class because of what you were talking about earlier. You can only run so many cars.
That's it. You got it.
So let me try something real quick because Biggins was supposed to be here 3 minutes ago. So
So he's late again, like usual.
yeah, I wonder if he's sleeping. Oh shoot.
But you did good, Eric. You podiumed what, second?
Yeah. I haven't raced a lot this summer, and JR sold me those receivers, which helped a ton. So when I went out the first heat, so that everybody knows, I bought that sprint car. Paul and I went out, and I was going to practice because I'd never driven it. So I was driving the controller upside down because I steer with my left hand.
Right.
And you can't rotate that wheel on that controller. I've seen someone online do it, but you kind of got to break that thing open.
Well, you also got to remember it's shooting a signal down instead of up.
Right. So I roll out of 1 and 2. I come down the straightaway. I go into 3 and 4 and I hit the wall. I lost signal on my first lap. I never even made a lap. My brand new car, I smoked the wall. So Paul looked it up. We messed with it and put batteries in it and did some other stuff. Paul found online, it even says it in the brochure, the manual, but for whatever reason, the Losi Sprint controller upside down is just horrendous. Now I've been running that modified upside down. Periodically, I've lost signal and didn't know why because it was so infrequent. You know what I mean? Well, after the sprint thing happened, I knew what was going on with the modified. And then going back to the first heat, I was running that modified upside down. And the issue I have is with this right hand, that controller's so small, I got to use my middle finger for a throttle. And that's not the finger I use for a throttle. And I think it was the first 5 laps I ran Forrest or you. I don't even know who it was. I ran somebody over in heat 1 of the modifieds. I really I don't know who it was. I'd have to go back and look, but I struggled really bad.
First 20 laps.
Huh. Well, it was I don't even remember what I said to you, Paul. I did say something to you when I got off the track. I'm like, man, this sucks. So
yeah, you said you were struggling. I just want it to be known on the podcast that Stevens Racing, an alliance team with Rulin's Racing, helped you out and got you those parts that you needed, and it was a night and day difference for you in that sprint car.
So what was your cut, Paul?
I didn't get any cut. We at Rulin's Racing and Stevens Racing, we like to help our other fellow racers out because we'd rather beat you on the track than beat you in the pits. So,
yeah,
well,
you tell him, Paul, because look at what I did with yours, huh?
Yeah, Stevens, he's helped me out. He comes out with parts when he had a part for Mark Hopright when one of his rear dog bones broke on his Losi Sprint. They're always willing to help out someone with either advice or parts. So, and that's a sign of a good racer because, like I said, they'd rather beat you on the track than not have you race because you don't have that part that you need.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. It made a big difference. Hopefully, well, I'll probably take some. I already took some flack from a driver a couple weeks ago. When he sees me using it in 2 classes, he'll probably lose his mind. But it, I would let someone else change receivers too. It's just too much. It's too hard to run them things upside down. So
Can I talk to the Stevens for a second?
Mhm.
We want to do something new on the show. We wanted to tell you guys about it so you could think about it while the show goes on. So we would like to award on the show, every show, a checkered flag and a black flag. So the checkered flag would be someone that does something good that's deserving of a checkered flag, and then a black flag. Obviously, no one wants to get a black flag in racing because it means park your car. So a black flag would be something bad that someone has done. So don't tell me now, think about it, but see if you can come up with a checkered flag and a black flag for this week's race that we just did on Sunday. And we'll go through them later on at the end of the show.
I got 2 people.
Talk to your mom. Go to someone.
Huh?
Let your mom make it.
No, he's talking about like who did good racing.
Right.
And for the checkered flag, I got 2 people in mind for that.
Yep, it don't mean that they won or whatever. They might have just been doing something very courteous or, just being a good all-around racer. So, yeah, just think about it. We don't need to know it now. We'll ask Alien Boy whenever he gets here, but I'm not holding my breath. He's like 40 minutes late right now, so
He's waiting to land the mothership, huh?
this is correct. They have
well,
not beamed him back down.
he's probably he's probably looking for his glasses.
They don't help.
So
They clearly don't help him drive.
no. Well, I have not done a good job of talking about what race this was. I think wasn't this the series number 8 race?
Correct.
Yes, it was.
Okay. So it's the Tar Car Club race, series race number 8. I guess we won't watch much, but I'll throw a video on a little bit. I know that this stuff is all. You don't hear that?
No. Maybe something we could do while you're trying to figure that out. Oh, wait.
Pulling it up now.
There we go. We got a race. What race
You
is
do
it?
not.
Uh-oh.
Do you hear the audio? Oh, wait.
No.
Who's that? Okay. Perfect timing.
There's an angry guy, though.
Who's
Well,
that guy
that's
pouting,
the one that
walking
was-
off right there?
Yeah,
That
that's
looked
the one
like,
that was selling all his stuff.
Yeah, Nightcrawler, I think he sold all his cars. He posted on Facebook he was done with oval racing.
Yeah.
But no, then the last comment, he wasn't mad no more, and he kept it.
Well,
it just takes 1 or 2 wins on some qualifying races, and it sucked him right back. He said he can't sell the cars.
I was back in the game like the next heat, so it was a short sale.
I think Steven Grayson made an offer.
Yeah. But man, it was warm, but it was a really nice day out. The turnout was okay, not great, but it was your core group.
Yeah.
So
And they had a couple up from Michigan.
Yep. Yep.
And we're gonna have to get him some swim fins for his car.
Did he struggle? Oh, he's the one that went swimming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
He found that is that like the
The
Lake
watering hole.
Norman at Daytona? You know, they got Lake Norman at Daytona International Speedway, and Tarkar's got its own lake there.
Yeah,
Yep.
he found it.
Gonna have to put a fence up around it.
What are we watching here? Is this a heat race?
It's heat box stock sprint heat 2. I think you won this one, or maybe Bob did.
I know I definitely won the third one.
So yeah. So you guys have been racing for 5 years, and what do you think about the future? Like, do you guys talk about, how far in advance do you talk about what you're going to do
We do it
week
all
to
the
week, like
time.
me?
We talk about it all the time.
We're always trying to prepare for at least 2 races ahead.
Okay.
Like I try to explain to JR. Once you get a car set and you start winning and then you win the season, then you can move on to the next car and try to work on that.
That's a good philosophy.
Because I mean, other than that, what are you doing? You know the one car is already good and set because you know you already won with that one, right? So
Yeah.
now you start building the other car, and you start practicing and tweaking it, getting it all set.
Yep.
So that way,
Yep.
when you come out the next year, you're ready to go.
Well, I feel like that's partially what I want to do with the not exactly, but partially what I wanted to do with that street stock. I threw it out there Sunday, and I couldn't even make laps with it. So I gave it to Tony, and he's like, "Man, this car's jacked up." So the rear diff, I got to take it apart. I bought that car assembled, and I didn't go through it. So
All you
something's
gotta
not
do
right
is
back
talk to
there.
us. Come talk to us. We'll hook you up. I'll show you what to do.
Yeah, he wanted to know if I was going to tear it apart at the track, and I said no. I wanted to do it during the week. So I threw it in the trailer, and I got out the modified in the sprint. But when you see me at the next, well, with the exception of the trophy race, I'd like to spend a day with just the street stock.
Right.
So I'm going
The
to have
tires
to,
and suspension make a lot on that, especially with the street stock.
yep.
You gotta get it. You gotta get it to roll right.
Well, I was making laps, a couple weeks ago with it, last time I raced it. And then I don't know what happened between then and now. So
Track changes. The setup you have ain't gonna be the one you need.
yeah.
It changes week to week.
I can attest to that because I won the Tri-State Series with the short course late model, and Sunday it just kept wanting to roll over on itself.
What are you running? Associated?
No, I'm running Traxxas.
Oh, that's right. I did know that. I did know that.
They're all Traxxas slashes.
Well, me and Craig Sebecki are the only two that are running the stock Traxxas / chassis still.
Okay.
Till I come out.
Yep.
I got one in the works.
Well, I
the
may
nice
run
thing-
that. What's that, Paul?
I was just going to say the nice thing is it seems like that car is very versatile and you could run different divisions. So JR last year ran the box stock. And this year he decided to go a different route with that same car. Now he had to add some stuff to it, but you know, if someone wanted to get into it.
That was the short course modified that I did it with. I bought a Traxxas Drag Slash and I turned it into the late model.
We did
Okay.
did a few things to it. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I've got one hanging in the trailer that I've got a modified I need to finish putting together. I bit off more than I can chew. So
You ought to
maybe,
throw it in a late model.
what's that?
You ought to throw it in a late model.
Well, I got the body and everything. I mean, I'm ready to go.
For
Are
a
you
what?
talking about the Traxxas body? Build
No,
it with
the actual, like the short course late model body.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's in the basement, so I'll have to figure that out.
Like,
One of the dilemmas.
Telling you.
So
Yeah, we're waiting on Jerome to throw away some more bodies.
there you go. I can't imagine it's that hard to make them. If you make the mold, I'll bet you could figure out how to pour a body. I mean,
Well, think about it. How many milk jugs and everything, what are you doing? Throwing them away, right? Just belt
yeah,
them down, make you a big block and build you a mold and boom, there you go.
yeah.
Heat it up, pour it in.
It's funny because when I first started this, I was like all about looking good and wanting nice things, and now it's like I don't care. I just want to get on the track, and
They don't stay nice long.
they don't stay nice. And the focus should have been making laps, which goes back to the beginning of the show. People just need to make laps instead of, you know, racing people that they shouldn't be. Just focus on making laps. I know what's her name, Scott's daughter. She did really well. She made laps this weekend.
She was doing
Absolutely.
actually excellent. I got around her, nice, clean. I mean, there was a couple of times I got real close, maybe even a little bump, but for the most part, she was actually doing great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I recruited that whole family, by the way, just so you know. So, well, I don't know where Biggins is. Let's see here.
How about while we're waiting for Biggins, since we have the Stevens clan on,
Oh yeah.
we
Well,
we
I was
asked
gonna
we
say
asked
he's been
them.
around
It's
too.
hang on a second. All right, Stevens clan. We do something on the show. It's called Beyond the RC Grid. So, are you doing anything interesting outside of RC car racing this weekend coming up?
I am actually going to be taking my girlfriend out for a celebration for her passing her national pharmacy degree or her certification.
Excellent. Well,
Nice.
congratulations to her on that. She came out to the track with you a couple weeks ago to practice, so
Yeah.
that's great news. How about
So
John?
do you
Anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually get to come out to the garage. Hopefully, I won't have this on, and I'll be able to do some work, get my stuff back in order.
Yeah,
I'm
rehabbing
tired,
stinks.
tired of being a one-armed chicken.
Yeah.
One armed chicken almost took the whole series.
That's right.
How about the night crawler?
Um well, as you heard in the last episode and as you saw at the track, I have my truck running, so
Yeah.
smells
So now that
great.
all
Smells like
that,
a real diesel.
do you
So,
roll coals too?
well, I'm babying it. I'm trying to break it in so they say you got to put about 300 miles on it so that the program that you tune it with learns the transmission and all that stuff. So, but Thursday afternoon, we're going up to the cottage, and we're going to stay Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night.
Where's your cottage?
Up near Reading, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
South of Hillsdale, basically southeast of Hillsdale.
That's where her grandma's at, up there by MIS.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been up there. I've been going up there my whole life since 1970. Since it's the year I was born, my grandpa built a cottage, and I like it. It's fun, so it should be fun. And I need to get away from work and away from the stress of losing races.
Stress? What stress?
Oh,
Racing is supposed to be fun. When you take the fun out of racing, that's a problem.
yeah, it's fun. It's just when stuff outside, like when I had a really bad week of on call a couple weeks ago, at my truck, and just there was a lot going on. So it's hard to get geeked up for it when you're tired.
Try to do it when you're hurt. Just think, if you was laid up, who's gonna do it? There you go.
How many pain pills were you on Sunday? I think we should drug test people.
Hey, I don't take pain pills. I'm on morphine, buddy.
There you go.
Couple pain pills, couple beers. What could go wrong?
Oh, nothing at all.
He wasn't driving.
Just RC cars. We could have got him for a DUI on the RC car track.
Yep. So let me pull my. Well, let's do this. Let me find. There it is. Boom.
So last time that I was on the podcast, we had yet to see
the RGB Band-Aid.
Oh, yes. This is true. Eric did not put it in the podcast like he was supposed to.
Which part?
The photo with Richard's car and his new sponsor announcement from last week.
Do I have it?
Butthurt Band-Aid Company. Yeah, I definitely sent it to you.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to.
You're going to have to put that on the. I think, JR, do you have one? Do you have one of these set? Okay, you could maybe just hold it up so we can see it.
I don't have them out here with me. They're out in the house still.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll send Eric those pictures and he can put them in the podcast.
Yeah, I can put them in. But I was going to, how about if we go over the races real quick? I mean, this will be a good time since Rick's, I don't know if he's bailing on us or what. I emphasized with him the importance of coming up with a good sponsor this week.
Maybe you ran out of crayons.
Or ink, or Lucas County ink.
Yes.
Oops, let's see here. Boom. Tire screen. There we go. So.
Oh, that's some kind
Let's. Yeah, I'll read it to you. I mean, let's just go to the mains real quick.
I just wanted to see.
We'll talk about the mains. See how everybody did. So. Race number 1, the box stock sprint B main. I was in this. I won this. I got wrecked right here. literally got wrecked. If you can believe that.
You bumped up to the A, though.
Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't make the A because I got my panties in a bunch and pulled my car earlier in the day, which bit me in the ass. So I think I should find a used punching bag and we can hang it out there at the track for us to take our frustrations out on.
There'll be a few people using it.
Yep. So I won that. Ben and I bumped up. So that was a pretty uneventful race. Race 2, Spectraxis Modified B Main. Now this Richard should be here for. If he shows up, we can talk about it briefly, but he got an applause for this race.
Yeah, he pulled a second, I think.
So that you guys know, Rick claimed that his wheel on his controller came loose and he super glued it. And I said, well, what do you mean, the foam? And he goes, no, the screw. So he was very excited that he got his wheel fixed. And I will say that watching him in this race, it looked like he fixed it. Like there might have been a problem with too much spin in him. It would make a lot of sense why his car would just go to the left. Because if he's trying to turn it and it's not responding, who knows? But I'll share this screen again. He raced a really good race and he won it. So I was talking to him, I was marshaling, and I don't know if he heard me, but I was kind of trying to coach him because he was rolling in second for a long time and he was running smooth laps. And I kept saying, be patient, be patient. And then I think a few times I said, top 2 bump, Rick, because I didn't want him to take any unnecessary risks. But he made the pass. He kept it clean. It was actually one of the best races I've ever seen him run. So I'm glad he's not. What's that?
That would be a first.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm glad he's not here because I think his head would swell and we wouldn't see it. It wouldn't fit in the screen. It wouldn't
fit in the screen.
That's right.
Are we 100% sure that Rick was actually driving the car?
We'll have to look into that.
Could this have been possibly a weekend at Bernie's type event where
he was just
sitting there pretending that he was controlling the car, but
he had a different controller.
It was really like Tony or Jerome. They were actually racing the car.
It may have been. Let's keep the tradition going. Hang tight.
Yellow.
RGB. We're missing
3.5 hours.
We're missing you.
I wouldn't exactly say we're missing anything.
Did you fall asleep on us?
I've been driving 3.5 hours.
For what?
Had to go Detroit Metro, pick up Patricia and then drive her to Adrian, which is no direct route, and then drive halfway home and then turn around and drive back to Adrian.
So you're a no-show tonight.
Yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood.
So far, this is the best episode we've ever done. Because you're not here, Rick.
Well, Paul, he can't hear you, so
you can tell him what I said.
Hold on, guys. Is there anything you want to say to the audience, Rick?
No, I don't have anything positive to say at the current time. Yeah.
Well, we'll say a prayer for you. Do you need me to run you some ice cream, like a snack, anything that'll cheer you up?
Just send your thoughts and prayers. I'd appreciate that.
Do you want thoughts and prayers or cocaine and hookers?
Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
Yeah.
He'd only know what to do with one of those things.
All right, see you, Rick.
Well,
Well,
for hookers.
that
So
that
mystery.
ends that sponsorship for the night. So, well, let's roll through this real quick, and then we can talk some more. So, Rick won that. Forrest bumped up. It was a good race from both of them, actually. Moving along, short course modified A main. Ted, Jerome, JR. Who's that JR guy? And Tim Hammer. Ted Hammer won that. Jerome and JR. JR, let's look at your laps. Anything in this main that you remember?
I ended up having a screw come out in the wheel. So
Yeah, it was a game of attrition.
yeah, it was really a game.
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah. Well, that's not much to talk about. You made 9 laps.
It wasn't you picked a fine
I
time
had
to
a
leave
screw
me
come
loose
out there,
wheel,
held
was
the
it?
wheel up.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's move along then. That wasn't much of a race. Actually, I apologize. Let's give Ted Hammer his kudos. He started first and he finished first. Okay, it's coming back to me. This is the one. This is the race he finished alone.
Yes.
Good job,
But
Ted.
hey, all kidding aside, that was great because Ted, I believe, in that car 2 races in a row had a battery failure leading.
Yes, he
And
did. Yep.
yep, so it was great to see him. We were joking around with him going, "Oh, look at him. He's saving a little bit of battery just so he could make it to the end of the race."
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go here. So that was the race 3. Race 4, moving along, box stock sprint A main. I bumped up, Ben bumped up. Paul, you started first. Jerry, Bob, Cody, Dean in that order. And Paul Rulin from Rulin's Racing pulls out another victory. It looks like you led start to finish.
Yes, sir. The car was on rails. The third qualifying race, the car was running multiple 7.9, 8.0 laps. Casey even commented, this car is absolutely on rails. I don't think we had been down in the 7.9s with that car yet. I don't know if anybody had ran 7.9s with it, so it felt great. I had a little bit of lap traffic to work through. 4th place, I think Ben, and I believe it might have been Dean were racing for position, and I had to get through both of them, and it was not an easy task. So, but yeah, car ran great. Amazing what happens, Eric, when the diff has the screws tight and it's full of fluid.
Yeah.
So, night and day
you
difference.
Jerry took second, Bob third, Ben, Dean, Cody, and Eric. I pulled my car.
Why did you pull your car, Eric? I feel like is there video of?
Sure.
Was there an incident? Is there video?
You know what? Let's see here.
T Hammer, T underscore Hammer 37. Did he provide video of that race for us?
Yeah, so if I go to the mains, I actually marked down some times. But if I do this, I can go here. Let me share this screen. There we go. You got it?
Yeah, we got it.
So it's a shame you can't hear the audio, but this is the start of the race. This green car is not me.
That's
This green
Bob.
car here is me. So I'm going to just go forward if I get the right thing. So this is me right here. Okay. And this is I don't know who that is, and I probably do, but I don't want to say who it is because it doesn't matter. But
It's another driver.
yeah, if you can watch my car, you'll see what happens. Now, earlier before you guys got on, Paul and I were talking about, I mentioned chain of events. And this is my car here. I don't know if you can see the cursor.
Yep.
Yeah.
The car in front of me gets real high. So that to me is the beginning of the chain of events. See how we get real close?
Yep. He came down a little bit, it looks like, in front of you, trying to block.
He came down, he drifts high. So I
Yep.
obviously, being the honey badger that I am, I cut it tight and boom. He comes off the.
Oh, yeah. He came, he arced down. He was on a high line in the corner and arced down to block.
He shot down and right into the side of me, shook me up. We kept it together. But here, I don't know if I was shook up from the previous wheel rubbing. I missed my mark. So this video evidence is a good example of Sunday, I was pissed. Today, I realized this is my fault because I missed my mark.
You're still underneath them, though. You still got the inside line.
Yeah, but if you watch as I hit play, I hit him. I mean, I shot up and hit him. So
hey, that was a receipt.
Yeah. Well, I came out on the crappy end of that, sort of. But I pulled my car because at that point I wasn't winning anything. And I really didn't think that I needed to be out there. But it was a culmination of the whole day like, all right, screw it, I'm done. So
that's the wrong thinking. You got to put laps in.
Well, I went through, I've told this story. I went through all summer last summer where I was working my tail off and I was not good on off road. And then it started to click. I got the right tires. I did this, I did that. And I was still getting killed on the first few turns of the mains. So I did exactly what you said. I get kicked off the track. I get back on. I finish the main. Well, I did that for week after week after week after week to where I even said to Nathaniel, I said, this is bullshit. You know, watch this. I'm getting wrecked in the first turn of every main. So it got to the point where I finally pulled my car during a main after I got wrecked in the beginning. And that's where I was at Sunday. I'm like, I'm over it. You know, this is stupid.
You can't
now
race on the first lap.
Well, I really did well maneuvering around some stuff this weekend, but I also I'm tired. I really am tired. Even Paul, what'd you say? I'm hangry or something Sunday?
He was definitely I gave him plenty of time after a few on-track incidents to just decompress in the trailer by himself because I knew he was not in a good mood. So
sometimes you got to walk away.
Yeah, it was a rough day.
Regroup, start again, you know?
Yeah. And I don't, you know, the person apologized to me and that's great and everything. I don't want them to feel bad because I mean, I wreck people, not on purpose, but I mean, stuff happens. So
it's gonna happen.
Yep. So it just was one of those days. So it'll be better September 6th when I podium 3 cars.
Oh,
wow.
So
just
all
know
right, well,
you know why?
You got to come through this guy in the sprint.
Hey, Paul, you know why he's saying that? He's going to bring his stuff to me, and I'm going to work on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second row.
I'm going to have some secret sauce.
I feel like we discussed it, Eric, and we both agreed, as John and JR said, stuff like that will happen. However, it gets very frustrating when it's the same individuals over and over that just don't really seem to get better at driving,
You
especially when
gotta
you
be
put
patient,
your
get
time
around
in.
them. But see,
Yep.
that's the thing. When they try to pass, it's a short window. You got to plan a little bit ahead. You know you're coming up on them. You pick a corner or a straightaway that you know you can get them in. Then make sure when you pass them, you have a little gap, because that
Yep.
way it doesn't come back and bite you in the butt.
That's what I kind of told Eric. He was a little frustrated, and I just told him, I said, you gotta pick your spots. I said, don't force it. Like Casey says, he says it week after week, and some people, I don't know, either they're deaf or they're just not hearing him talk because they're so in the zone with racing. But he's never seen a single person win a race on the first lap, but he's seen a whole lot of people lose a race on the first lap.
Yep.
So I told Eric he needs to quit pulling his car. I said he needs to take after one of the greatest NASCAR drivers of all time, because Jimmy never forgets. So, Jimmy Spencer, he'd stay on the track. He wouldn't pull his car. He'd stay on the track, and he
Keep
might
running.
apply the old chrome horn there, and
The double
get a
horn
little
that time.
get a little bit back. That's how you're going to have to start racing some of these people. I feel like that's the only way they're going to understand. So
Well, if I show up with a camel car, you know what's up.
now we're talking.
Well,
Oh,
listen.
now I got to break out my Earnhardt car.
Yeah.
Does
Well,
everything, including a pace car. What the heck?
What are
let
the
me
other
share
things?
this other incident. Since Rick's not here, we'll just beat him up, and then on the next show he can watch the show, and then he can try to defend himself on the next show. But
Well, he'll have his crying towels.
yeah, well, watch this modified. So let's see here. I believe
No.
this
You.
must be Biggins. All right, there's Rick. There's me. So we're at the 1955 mark. So we're going to watch it for about maybe a minute. Let's not do that. Let me think here. 2056. Yeah, let's go forward.
Oh, that's when Richard tangled him up.
Yeah, so I'm right here. And God, I wish you could hear the audio. So this is where I'm going to have to edit this again because I said it earlier. The way this race finishes, I'm yelling at Rick, don't you wreck me, Biggins. I mean, I was like, what are you doing? So if you just watch how this goes. I'm going into 1 and 2. I go in the inside of somebody right here. Rick stumbles. I go high. Here I come on the backstretch. If I remember right, Rick bobbles, and I actually come all the way around and catch him.
I think he bobbled right there.
Yep, and he got hit right there. So I'm going to catch him.
Yep, there you are.
Oh, I had a rough turn 1 there. So Rick gets in a little thing there. So here I come on the backstretch. Now I'm running in second place at this point, I think. Paul just yelled, "Come on, Eric, you can do it." So here I come. There's Rick way up here going into 1, coming out of 2 down the backstretch. Here's Eric. There. Now I've got a free shot to Rick. Now I'm not going after him for a position or anything. I'm just trying to stay ahead of Bob Trout. So I'm closing in on Biggins. Now, let me pause this for a minute. The reason this is important because Rick said Sunday that he caught me. After I yelled at him, "Don't wreck me," he said, "Well, I was the faster car, yada, yada, yada." Well, no, I had just passed you. RGB.
Your own teammate doesn't know what he's doing half the time.
Nope. Here it comes. So there we go. He goes high. I pass him. Now he's bird dogging me. On this next lap, I think I go high and hit the wall here. Boom. So here he comes. He's going to push me down the straightaway. And then I just heard myself cuss. So he doesn't wreck me.
He helps you. Tries to.
But if you, here we go. If I get it just boom. Can you see how close that is?
Oh, yeah. Not very much in between the two cars.
Now, you guys understand my concern with that, right? Now, if it was Paul, I wouldn't even have thought anything about it. We would have just raced. But it's Rick.
They don't call him Wreck-It Rick for nothing.
Man.
One of the things that Casey always kept telling me, patience.
Be patient. Pick your spot. Be patient.
Listen, this is a prime opportunity. This is a prime opportunity. Yes, this is a prime opportunity. I'm going to give you Paul Rulin from Rulin's Racing's checkered flag and black flag for the race.
Okay. We're going to do it now?
I'm going to do it now only because it's so relevant. So my checkered flag.
The audience is excited.
My checkered flag was almost given to 2 individuals. However, one of those individuals, after I saw their actions in the mains, they no longer were eligible. And that driver was RGB. He had quite a B main. He went from the outhouse to the penthouse in the B main and drove the car very well, bumped up to the A main. But after I was nearly, he nearly took me out after I won the sprint race, and I went down the track to Marshall, and he came around and literally almost clipped me. So I feel as though at this point, Rick.
Paul, do you want video? Do you?
we better not on that because there may have been some cussing involved, and I don't want this to be a YouTube violation of standards.
Yeah.
But yes, there was a couple of colorful comments made. So at that point, I literally looked at him and thought to myself, Rick, I really feel as though you should head back down to San Antonio, Texas, to the Stevie Wonder High Performance Driving School and get your money back because they have not made you a better driver. So he was out. He's out for the checkered flag. I'm going to throw you a curveball. Checkered flag this week goes to a brand new driver. First race at Tar Car.
That's what we're all about, is the newbies.
Driver, Losi Sprint driver, Gil Guzman. He came out to the track a couple times before we actually ran racing and practiced. He showed up to the race, asked for a couple, some insight as to what he should do, what he shouldn't do. I gave him a couple pointers. Other drivers gave him some pointers. And he literally was the best brand new driver that I have ever seen out there. He caused 0 accidents, wrecked nobody.
He was acting up. Yeah.
When he came around and he saw the leaders coming up on him, he would go wide up the track and let you go right on by. He just was out there. I said, if you can go out there and just run some consistent laps and get used to the track, I said, that is the greatest.
We told him the same thing. He asked us all kinds of questions, and we told him the same thing. Put the laps in, the leaders come, give them the room.
He
was doing
listened.
great.
Yeah, he listened. There's a lot of new people that come out, and I feel like they outdrive their ability. They want to win. They want to win at all costs. They'll wreck anybody and everybody because you watch some of the more seasoned racers at Tarkar in the other divisions, and the one thing that you'll see on a very good driver that knows etiquette is when that driver, let's say Jerome and another car, like let's say Tyler, are racing their cars, and let's say Jerome accidentally bumps into Tyler. Tyler gets loose, Jerome goes past him. Jerome will let off the gas enough that Tyler can go around him and actually give him the spot back. Yeah. So I feel like that's something that can be learned. I had that happen to me. Bob Trott in one of the Losi Sprint qualifiers. He bumped into me. He knew that he did it. It was not intentional. And he said, I'm sorry about that. He said, go on by me. And he went a little high on the track so I could get by him and get back into the lead. So, yes, I feel like he is definitely the checkered flag for the day. The black flag, however, I couldn't even come up with one because there were so many terrible drivers on Sunday. I felt as though, this was the moment we had been waiting for all season. This was the day where the winners were all going to be announced for the Tri-State Oval Series. So everybody was literally wrecking their own grandmother to get the wins. And then I realized, wait a minute, that's actually 2 races from now at the last race of the year. But the way everybody was driving, it was atrocious. Wrecking, just poor driving all the way around. So that was my black flag and my checkered flag. I felt it was relevant because, like I said, I thought Rick did a great job in the B main. But then when he got to the A main and, he was trying to darn near take you out when he's a lap down in one of the qualifying races. I feel like that happened so much on Sunday, it wasn't funny. You would be running and you'd come up on someone and they're a lap down and they want to race you like it's the last lap of the race. So
I just get a little patient, just run until I see where they're going. And
it's situational racing. So like back when my son wrestled, they had a segment in practice. It was literally called situational wrestling. So they put, I'm sure football, I mean, it's just like any practice. You put them in a situation and this is what you're going to do in this situation. I don't think they've got awareness of what to do in that situation. And I think what you said, Paul, about practice and some other things. I mean, the big thing is just practice and make laps, and the rest will fall in place. I did it in off road. I tried to race a car, and that my abilities were terrible. And they kept telling me, slow down, slow down. Well, I did the same thing. I get by a car and I'd want to get racy. And it was the worst. It stunted my growth so much. I wasted probably a half a summer. And I was racing every single weekend.
You sure it isn't that shirt that you're wearing that stunted your growth?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah,
We
somebody
just
threw up on it.
We just landed the number one running back in the 2026. What class was that? Whatever it was. So, just like Michigan, I'll be over stealing some of your setup ideas next week.
That goes without saying. You're teamed up with RGB, so
Yeah, I got to do what I got to do. But
just remember, they always said slower's faster.
yeah, and it's like golf. I say it all the time. When I used to golf, my best swing didn't feel right. And the racing's the same way. When like I had a race up at Novi this year where I was racing out of my mind, and they started talking about me and I choked, whatever, but it didn't feel like I was going fast. It was the craziest thing. So it's so hard to know, like I'll push a bad car. Well, when the car's dialed in, this is where the learning curve for me is. I'm good at a lot of other things, but this is my biggest weakness. When the car's dialed in, I'm speaking more on off-road. When the car is dialed in, I don't know what to do. If that makes sense. Because you drive it, but it.
But see, that's what he's saying. Sometimes you're trying to drive past your ability, and it makes it slower.
That's kind of how I felt with how this car was, the late model was last, Sunday.
But what I'm saying is my awareness when it's dialed in during the moment, I'm not aware that it's dialed in, if that makes sense to you. So what happened that day when they started, so there's 40 something drivers. I was 38th or something after round one out of 40 something drivers. The next round, I went from like 38th to 16th. And the announcer started talking about me and I choked. Well, why did I choke? Because I thought, well, the car's, I'm not even pushing it. And I got stupid and I pushed it.
That's what I
and
said.
I wrecked it. But same with oval. Now, Casey, oval's a little different because you get your lap times mentioned a lot more. So it's a little easier to follow. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. Am I a lap down? Is my car broken? Like, you might have something wrong with your car. That's why you can't drive it. It might not even, that's the other thing when you're new and you guys are talking about with setups. If you don't know how to set your car up, you suck at driving, your car's not set up right, and you're trying too hard, that's like toxic. That's a toxic mix.
I thought you were just describing Rick.
Try to run consistent laps. That's it.
Yeah.
Consistent laps.
Well, that falls in line with last year during off-road. I adopted the slogan, making laps. And that's what I tell people at the oval track, just make laps. And it really is the best advice you can give people. Just slow down. And I mean, to get marshaled takes, if you wreck your car, it may take you the amount of time before you get picked up. You may lose 2 laps on your clock.
Correct.
So if you just slow down and don't wreck, you only may lose a half a lap or 1 full lap versus flipping it and losing 2 laps.
Correct.
So I don't know. It's a learning curve for everybody. That's just putting the pieces together. They'll have to figure it out.
See, here's another thing you got to consider too. when you're running out there and you're running laps, yup, everybody wants to run low, right? Yeah, that's the fastest way around. But how many times do you see 90% of the cars want to slide up? Correct? So why not just
Absolutely.
pick a groove a little higher and stay in that groove without sliding your car up, and you're staying consistent? A lot less trouble.
Yeah, I mean, run the groove that the car will run in. I've raced a couple races where I had to run the car high in the loose stuff. As crazy as I wasn't any good, but it was better up there than it was down low.
I think too,
So,
as I discussed with you, making laps is good, but if you have the opportunity to make laps with a couple other cars, that's
That helps. That helps a lot.
invaluable to learn how to actually run with other cars, make your car
That's what
move
we do all
around
the
in the
time.
corners.
yep,
Yep, exactly. I
We do
mean,
it
like
all the time.
JR's come out. If we can get, a couple guys out there together, 4 or 5 guys, and run small little races during the week, and these guys can kind of get used to it, because otherwise you go out there by yourself and you just run laps and you think, I'm doing great. And then another
Yeah.
guy shows up and you realize, maybe I wasn't doing as good as I thought I was.
yeah,
How
yeah,
many times have we been out there, Paul? We run in groups, huh?
Oh yeah. We've got like a group of guys that run the Losi Sprint and the Traxa slash modified, and I try to call them up or send them a text and say, hey, headed to Tar Car if you guys want to join. And we've had 5, 6 guys out there together, running. So I think
yeah.
that helps tremendously in learning how to maneuver your car through traffic, which is basically race day. So if you
Hmm.
only go to races and you never practice that with anyone, you're
It don't
probably
help.
not going to get very good very quick.
Yeah,
All that does is help you get set up.
yeah. Well, let me share this screen again, and we'll burn through these real quick.
Yeah, the phone's sitting at 12%. So
Uh-oh.
Well, you got the charger right there.
yeah, but I could
All right,
try and figure
race
it
number
out.
5, 10 scale late model A main.
What do you do?
Tony, Jerome, Jason, Scott, Tim, and
Sort of
James.
certain way.
The Wiz wins it. Jerome took second, and
Don't know.
James third.
What?
That was a close race, half a second.
Uh,
Race 6, Spec Traxxas Modified A main. John Stevens, who's that guy?
Never heard of
You
him.
know who it is.
Jerry Steele, Eric,
I'm
Bob,
just
Paul,
sitting on
Dennis
it like that.
G,
It's not even there.
Ben, Richard, and Forrest. Jerry Steele wins it. I took second. John, you
There
were
we go.
third.
Yep.
Maybe.
Bob, Dennis, Paul. Paul, let's look at your laps real quick. I saw the video. You got hit somewhere in this race. Maybe, yeah, it was. It was right in the beginning. I do remember that now.
Yes, very early by someone that you would think would probably drive a little better.
Ah, all right. Well, congratulations, Jerry and John. So, race 7, short course late model A main. JR, Tyler, Richard, and Jerome. JR, you won that.
Yes, I did.
You led start to finish.
Yes, I did.
Nice. Let's see, Jerome was 4 seconds behind you, so you were on rails.
Yeah.
Very nice. Race 8, street stock A main. Jerome, Tyler, Tim, Scott, and James. Tyler Stuck won that. Scott second. Jerome, James, and Tim. So purple. Tim Hammer. I think I've got video. What is this? This is yeah, I have video. He hit the wall or the inside wall, the inside tube on the straightaway just before turn 1. He spun out. It was not good. Bad timing. Last race number 9, Mod Sprint A main. Steve, Tony, Ted, Dave, and Marvin.
Yeah, Marvin got third.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he moved up a couple spots. Steve won, Tony second. So Marvin, let's see, Marvin, where you at? You're red. So he took fourth in about lap 7, stayed there till lap 20. Then he made a pass on Ted Hammer for third with, I don't know, 8 laps ago. So short day, we got home early. It was a nice short day. Got home for dinner, all that good stuff. So, all right. Well, let me pull up my planner. I think we covered, we didn't have much of a rhythm as our normal show goes, but that's okay. We covered a lot of stuff.
Hang on.
What's up?
Hang on a second. Before you pull the planner up real quick, did JR and John come up with a checkered flag and a black flag for the race?
Yeah, what do you guys think?
I think Scott's
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something real quick before you guys make your announcement? I would say definitely no newbie gets a black flag. Don't you think, Paul? It would be
We're
wrong.
trying to promote growth in the sport.
Yeah, we're not trying to kill the newbies.
Nope.
So we're on 3 when it comes to the checkered flag.
All right, let's hear them.
You start with what?
Well, Gil was one of them.
No, you said Dennis.
And Dennis, and then Scott's daughter.
Okay.
Oh, that's actually a good one. As fast as she's improved.
Yes, that's what I said. Those
definitely.
Those three are in the checkered flag category.
Perfect.
The one that
Perfect
I suggested was James Norte.
Yeah.
He started to get a little bit of help from Casey, and he made the podium with the 10th scale late model, and he really pulled that car around at the end of the day.
Very nice.
Yeah, we helped him out with the rear end on that too. So.
Well, so JR, you can do James. And then what do you want to do you want to pick one of the 3 or what do you think, John?
The 13.
One of 3. Which one are you picking?
The car 13. This the modified.
Trish?
Yep.
Scott's daughter.
Okay,
okay.
Like I said, when I raced her, she raced me good and clean, and
we're reconnecting.
No, you're good. You're still here.
Oh, it had reconnecting on for us.
Yeah,
it's fine. So when it connects or disconnects AI, well, I don't know how I'm going to edit this because of last time, but it should just freeze your picture. So
okay.
I'm all right with the new person getting the checkered flag. I didn't want to give anybody the black flag.
Yeah.
So I don't have an opinion on any of that. I'll let that be your, what's Rick call it? Gimmick? It's not a gimmick though.
No, you gotta have a checkered flag. You're part of the show. You're the glue that holds the show together.
Shoot.
He's the show runner.
I'll tell you, I'm going to cop out and do this one. I'm going to give Steve Brummett the checkered flag for multiple reasons. All the work he Yeah, all the work he does at the track, and he gives us the track to have fun on, and he won again. He's really good at that sprint car. So, Paul, you move up to that sprint class, and man, that might be fun stuff
Steve drives that
someday.
sprint car around like he owns the track. I can't
I
compete with that.
I know. It's
Better have
like
a deep pocket for that one.
I think, how about if Beyond the RC Grid continues this new trend of sparking ideas and we invert the field for Steve?
Oh, maybe a cash bonus if you can come from the back to the front.
Oh, hell yes. I mean, can you imagine watching him go through the field?
Dude, you've seen it before, I assume, with there's been a guy that used to run USAC midgets and sprints named Dave Steele, and that guy was an absolute beast. He did it a couple times at features. They offered him 50,000 if he would go from the pole to the back, and he came all the way through and won the race. So I'm
Nice.
not
Dave
thinking
Blaney's done it a couple
50,000, but
times too.
A
yep.
case of beer, I'll bet he'll do it.
No, that's a great
So
checkered flag. Any black flags for the Stevens clan? We need a black flag, and I
I'll
need
let
one
the
for
Stevens.
Nightcrawler.
I'll let the Stevens clan do the black flag first.
Okay.
Well, he's your rival. I mean, I don't mind racing him, but when you're running blocker,
I didn't hear who you said.
he's in your training camp.
Oh, hey, if you don't pick him, I am.
Hey, he's that last one picked in dodgeball.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know. Let me think.
I mean, don't want to pick on the guy, but
Yeah.
sometimes he's got to give way to let people through.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Just because it's got that special sticker on the front doesn't mean that he can run over the field trying to,
Yeah, that parking pass doesn't get you anywhere on the track.
No.
I'm gonna pick myself for the black flag for
Why?
2 reasons.
Well, I could have done that, but I was trying to be nice because you made the podium.
No. Hey, man, if we're going to pick on people, I'll start with myself. I got a couple good reasons. Number one, my attitude Sunday was bad. It was bad. Number two, I wrecked somebody. I just plowed them over from the rear. I'll have to look up who it is. Maybe if I remember to edit this right, I'll put the name. I'll pop it up on the screen. I wrecked somebody early in the day. I think it was heat 1. So if we're going to pick on people and I'm going to preach or bitch about people wrecking me, then I'll own it when I wreck somebody.
Look at me. I did the same thing when I took out Jerry. I went right over there and I apologized and told him, I said, dude, I am sorry.
Yeah.
He got the spot back and I heard there's nothing I could do. But, oh, yeah. I mean, some of them that I might not have got into still, If I'm having an off day, I get them. So.
Yeah, if it happens, it happens. It just happened to me a lot Sunday.
You own up to it. It's part of racing.
Yeah.
You take the good and the bad.
So that's my black flag. Yep. So what do you think, Paul?
I like it. I think we should continue it.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll tweak the show a little bit. We'll I think we'll just keep doing what we're doing. I think it's getting better every show. So I'm open to all ideas. So, well, let me share this screen. So this was the Tarkar Series number 8 on the 17th that we raced. Series 9 is the 31st. So we got another race before the trophy race.
Correct.
So hopefully I can get the street stock prepared for this series race number 9, because I really the speed of that street stock. I mean, Paul, did I let you drive that yet?
No, I don't think I've driven that car yet.
I think once you drive JR, let him drive one of your cars. I think he'll be shocked at the difference. I mean, you're shaving off. What are you running in that one car? 6.7 or something?
In the late model, yeah, 6.7 has been the fastest that I've put down with the late model.
Yeah. I mean, Paul, if you go out and run even a 7 or a 7.3, that's a second faster than anything we're running.
Yeah, Donnie let me run his short course late model. It was interesting. Yeah, it was. I had a good time running it.
Well, just be patient. Maybe you can think about it over the winter. Maybe something falls into your lap where a guy sells a car for the right price or something.
Maybe
You
I
know?
go to the RC car show at the Seagate Center and just find a guy giving away stuff.
Yes. Actually, speaking of that, show idea. So I want to do a show from that expo this winter. I want to set a table up and I want to broadcast from that show. I want to do lives, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't know if I'll race. Maybe if you're helping me or Rick's there and people are helping me do the podcast with interviews and whatever else, I'll race a class. But that's a huge way to grow the show and meet new people and get interviews with, maybe like on that Friday night after they set up, I could be there and interview the guy that's coming into town and putting that on. And there's a couple things like that we can talk about. I got some more ideas I want to run by you and see what you think, but I'm looking forward to that.
Date.
What's that?
You'll have to send us the date.
Paul, when was that this winter?
I think it's usually for some reason I thought it might have been in March or April. It's the old Weak Signals show at the Seagate Center that they've had for years. It was mainly an airplane RC show for years. Now another group's taken it over and they're trying to make it more of an all-encompassing RC show. So they did an indoor carpet race for the first time this year. And we went to it and had fun. We ran the tracks of Slash Modifieds and we ran the Losi NASCARs. So
I think the reason it was so cool is, well, number one, we raced people that they came from like Illinois and Cleveland and wherever else. I mean, that we didn't know anybody. None of the locals showed up, which we're going to do a show about that, because I would like to get locals to support stuff like that. That's another. I mean, we'll have to talk to Dave Brock about that. I think they had a race the same day, so that was the problem. But, anyways, we'll figure it out and go from there. So before I say too much, I probably got to talk to Dave and see what's going on. But outreach
and racing over the winter too. So
yeah, outreach to me, changing the venue is a great way to grow the sport. I don't care if Paul and I go out and buy the MyLap stuff, whatever, and we do a couple races in parking lots. Changing the venue is going to get people at races and into racing. And one of my ideas that Paul and I have talked about is the best situation for what we want to do is if I rolled up and set up a race in a parking lot in front of a decent restaurant, like a local restaurant, not a chain, nothing like that. If you could get a restaurant to quote sponsor the race and be on the RC grid, put the race on, and whether it's an annual NASCAR race at a certain place, if we have to drive an hour and a half to do it,
We were
every
discussing
month
that,
or whatever, I think I'd like to try and do that. We're not going to make money. We're just going to have fun. So I don't know. We can build on all that and see what you guys think.
we were
That
already
sounds good.
discussing that already.
Were you?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we can talk more about that in future shows and see where it goes. But let me finish my thought real quick on that expo race. What I liked about the race down at the Seagate Center, right? Is the atmosphere with the airplanes and the drones and the different RC stuff, and tons of people were walking by the track that were really interested in what was going on with the oval racing. So I'm telling you, that expo center is a great idea to expose the hobby of racing to other people in the hobby of other classes, or boats and planes and whatever, so drones. And so I really enjoyed it.
An indoor carpet area up in like near Toledo, Perrysburg, somewhere up closer, because there's people that would race indoors, but the closest carpet one is in Bowling Green.
Even for me, that's a haul. Like because it's a weeknight, I don't enjoy that. I like the racing. I don't enjoy going down there and getting home that late and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I will tell you this. I don't know if it'll ever happen. If I can ever swing it and I can find the right place, I want a dirt oval indoors. And I've put a lot of
food town where the old Woodville Mall used to be. That'd be the best place for it.
Well, that's far from my house, but it might be more affordable.
Well, it's a big enough building.
It's the Great Eastern, the one right on the end. Could even get a little hobby shop in there and be a full one-stop shop.
Yeah, there's a couple things I would really like to do, and this depends on the size, but I really like some of the indoor dirt oval racing at night. Now, the only issue with that, I mean, obviously you go there after work and you race. Like a Friday night, you're not in a hurry to get to bed. But the problem is if the classes are too big, you're there late. Now, the way to maybe fix that is limit the classes.
Right.
Who knows?
Have
do the qualify, cut it off at a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
You got so many cars,
each heat race cuts the field.
Yeah, we're a long ways away from that, but we'll see. So, all right, guys. Well, listen, man, we have been at it almost 2 hours, so 8 o'clock.
Hang on, Eric. Got to keep it tight. Let's go.
Keep it tight.
Show's been going on for like 2 hours now. I got to get to bed. Matlock and Murder, She Wrote is coming on.
Hey, how about an impromptu... Paul, do you have an impromptu sponsorship you'd like to announce this week?
Yes, I do. I came up with it just at this moment because I've been waiting for you to ask me. This show this week is sponsored by Podium Plaques.
Nice.
When you get on the podium in a trophy race, you get one of these nice little pit board plaques that you can hang up behind you for the podcast. And it definitely brings a little legitimacy to you being on the show because it shows that you can make the podium. So
Put in the
that's
Well,
work.
tonight's sponsor. RGB, he does not yet have one of these, so I'm just
actually, he
saying.
does. Actually, he does. He podium last year at one of the I forget what event, but he's got some plaques
How much
or
did he
one.
pay? How much did he pay someone for these?
I don't know. Make a
think he just
note and
bought
ask
'em,
him
didn't
next
he?
week. It was toward the end of the year last year, so I think I got a text from him flexing with his plaque, if you can believe that.
Eric,
Listen,
buying them
I
doesn't
have a
count.
Right?
I had a gift ready to go for him, but yet again, he's not on the show. So tune in next week. Rulin's Racing has something to present to RGB.
Excellent. And then we can ask him about his evening tonight on his trip to the Detroit airport over to Adrian, halfway home to Sylvania, back to Adrian, back to Sylvania.
That sounds like someone that didn't use their sponsored product from last week. Remember, he was going to go with Preparation H.
Have used the butthurt Band-Aid.
Yeah, he was not prepared. Preparation H is in preparation highway map, something like that.
Yes, something like that.
So, well, I'm going to make sure Rick watches this show since we beat the hell out of him, and that way next week our show is great with his counter measures of this psychological warfare that's been waged against him.
Something.
What's that, John?
You know he's definitely gonna say something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It'll be a ramble fest.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't think Rick watches the show much, but what he doesn't realize is AI tightens it up and keeps it tight. if he saw the
clips you put in there,
if he saw the unedited version of himself, he might fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? Oh, like this.
I was waiting for it.
All right, guys. Well, there's no after show tonight since Rick's not here to bail on us. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. We'll do it again. Yep. Okay, sounds good. I appreciate it. So, all right. Thanks, guys.
see you guys
All right.
later.
Bye.